What is up, guys? My YouTube family, we are back. It is Sunday, May 31st, around 5 p.m. I'm heading to the gym, but I told myself I need to pick up the camera and update y'all because it has been a minute since I have picked up the camera. Couple weeks to be a little more precise. The last time I filmed was at the Team Adams prep posing seminar that I did with Drea Shaw, Miss Six-Time Olympia. And I just dropped that vlog actually today, which it took me quite a bit to get through the editing of that. One, because I got so much good content. And two, because, well, guys, life has been a little challenging. This prep has also been a little challenging, and more so because of just the curveballs, I guess you could say, that life has decided to kind of throw in my path, seeing if I can handle it. And so have some prep updates also regarding shows and show timing because there are some changes. If you guys have been following along with this prep, or if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Paige Wirtz. I am an IFBB Figure Pro, and I am prepping for my second season as an IFBB Figure Pro and getting ready for some pro shows. And we are, oh goodness, like 16, 17 something weeks into prep so far. And so far, again, of like what I've documented, I've had a number of obstacles come up. But I have, unfortunately, a couple more that came through. I need to talk you guys through, but to catch up to speed, if you haven't watched along, long story short, one of our cats, Ollie, he had to have 2 different surgeries. It was over like a 3-week span of time. And then he had an allergic reaction, and then he got a UTI, and then he had a double ear infection and all the things. So there's a lot of stress and a lot of money, almost like 10 grand that went into our poor kitty. We had our water heater go out. We had our basement flood like twice. We had our fridge in our kitchen go out. Luckily, we had an extra fridge outside. Probably some other like random house life related things like that. And then also work wise, had some unexpected priorities, I guess you could say, come up. Internal inspection. 3 out of like 10-ish team members decided to quit. So yeah, that I had to absorb and kind of take on some extra responsibilities. So that kept me extra busy. And then along with that, just busier weekends of like going down to shows, handing out awards, lots of posing clients, 3 or 4 posing seminars that I led. And then, yeah, just other like random, obviously like Easter and all the like social family commitments. And so it's been really, really busy. So with Ollie, our kitty, getting sick and needing all the attention, that spiked my cortisol. I was stressed for a period of time. And because of that, I think my body was also in kind of that state of fight or flight. I was not dropping weight as ideally as I wanted to. Once that, we moved past that, I actually was having a great week. This is like 4 weeks ago or so, 3 weeks ago, maybe. I was actually having finally a good week where like my weight was coming down. I had gotten into the 130s of like my weight dropped like right to like 139 point something. And I was like, okay, this is good. We got some positive movement. Awesome. Well, later that week, I woke up one morning and I was doing incline walking, and my right hip flexor decided to say, no, you're not. You're going to be in pain instead. And the pain only got worse from there. So essentially, I had a strained hip flexor. And then my left shoulder has always been an issue for a while that I've been working through, but it was getting like even worse, clicking every time I kind of went like overhead extension. And then I was getting pain and tightness in my front delt, plus my trap and tricep, like when I got to the top of a press. And then my lat started to tighten up, kind of like lat through like trap area, started to also really tighten up to the point where like I couldn't even do lateral raises. When I would try to do lateral raises, like the only thing that I would feel is my trap, and then like my lat would be all locked up. And so I couldn't even like engage my left delt anymore. And so that was more inconvenient. And like again, couldn't train shoulders, but like was working around it for a while. The hip flexor though, I literally like I couldn't walk So I couldn't do incline walking. I ended up subbing out some of my cardio for like one-legged spin bike coupled with air boxing. I'll put a video here because it's actually hilarious. So that was like, I was trying to do that for like my fasted cardio just to like leave my left or my right leg completely out of it. And then at the gym, I was doing one-legged elliptical with like the arms and stuff because I'm like, listen, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm going to try to get this done because my coach and I were kind of like taking things as it was going with the injuries of, hey, do we think we're going to be able to make it to show number one, which was originally planned for June 20th down in Montgomery, Alabama. Well, as of this past week, coach and I decided, and it was more so coach, because I was like, listen, like, you just make the call. I trust you. I need to leave my brain out of it. Like, just shoot it straight, tell us where we're at. And he was like, I think our best bet is going to be postponing to have Chicago Pro as show number one with all the obstacles in the way and whatnot. And honestly, I'm super happy with that call because my June is super, super busy and kind of getting busier. But like, especially work wise. And then I'm now leading another posing seminar down in Pawnee, Illinois at Cold Iron Bodybuilding Gym on June, what is it? June 14th. Yes, that is that Sunday. So I'll be down there if you guys want to come and attend. It'd be awesome. But we could have made it to show number one. It would have been a push and it wouldn't have been my best look. And again, stress and like the pain and suffering to get there would have been extreme mentally, physically, and again, work wise. So with that overall update, the show number one is now Chicago Pro, July 17th. So we are officially, what is that? About 7.5 weeks out? No, 6.5 weeks out. So yeah, we are going to be tracking towards that. I feel much better about that. It's the only like quote unquote local show that I can do. Just now essentially being a pro, I have to travel for all of my shows. But yeah, so that is kind of the overall update there. And then in terms of like the recovery for both the shoulder and the hip, I've been going to Dr. Ben at Align the Spine, and we've been hitting it with the soft wave, which is like the sound wave technology where it gets really deep and penetrates into the muscle and where all of the damage is, and it breaks up adhesions, increases blood flow, also increases stem cell activity for recovery. So we've been doing that both on the shoulder and the hip multiple times per week, and that really helped cleared it out. I would say my hip is back to like 90% of like being pain free, being able to train, but like I couldn't train legs for a whole week essentially. So now we're back to that. And then I also did another consultation with Dr. Marver. Dr. Christopher Marvin is his full name, down in Texas. It's a virtual 60-minute consultation. I did one back in September that like I told you guys about and kind of filmed based on the updated like mobility and warm up protocol that he created for me. And now with these more unique acute issues, he was able to create and update my warm up and mobility really, really specific to target this, to strengthen everything and to make sure that I am firing and functional as much as possible, essentially. So I have been doing that the last week. I have an upper body and a lower body specific protocol that I do, and that has been tremendously helpful. Essentially, trying to like strengthen the hip flexors, and then before I jump into legs, getting the glutes activated, because if your glutes are going to be activated, then that also helps kind of like take your hip flexor out of it, where otherwise your hip flexor can kind of take over a little bit. And if you guys have been following along for a while, or if you haven't, last year for Chicago Pro, that was like my pro debut. The same exact thing happened on my left hip flexor. And so that's why I was also like, I need to throw all of the recovery, everything that I can do. Like I'm taking all the help that I can get, and getting it so then like it doesn't happen on the left side because yeah, long-winded, but there's a lot to it. Dr. Indy, if you guys remember me working with her, she does the hormone tissue mineral analysis testing, and it's like balancing your hormones and minerals to optimize anything that's out of balance. And so my coach Andre and I got her take on like, hey, based on her most recent um, hair testing results, is there anything that you're seeing that could kind of like be an indicator of why these strains and injuries keep happening? And she was saying like, so like vitamin A, vitamin C, my ferritin, iron, maybe like one other marker, like if those get out of balance at all, it can indicate of just higher susceptibility to those strains and whatnot. And her inclination is that my fascia is actually like very dry and more brittle, just given with prep and everything like drying out and the intensity of which I am putting my body through. And also the body work I was doing before was like very aggressive of like getting really deep and trying to like get out all the knots and stuff. Well, my muscles are probably recovering, but my fascia probably wasn't. My fascia is slash was probably like just in a more dry state. So we increased my manganese, we put some calcium back in, and then I've been taking liposomal vitamin C, increase my fish oil, been taking curcumin, and then PRM supplement, and then collagen as well. So really just like hammering it from all of the health supplement standpoint to rehydrate my fascia and like get everything healed. And I think that has significantly sped up the recovery time for my hip flexor, and also like my shoulder is really, really starting to see some good improvements. So that was a lot, but a lot's been going on. Welcome back. And also, I will now be recording my vlogs a little bit more consistently. I just like when life kind of throws a bunch of lemons your way, you kind of gotta see which lemons you can juggle at the same time. And unfortunately, the vlog just wasn't one of them for a couple weeks. But I have some really exciting things coming up, like First Form Summer Smash, freaking next weekend. We leave on Thursday to drive down, and I'm so excited. 3 days of so much fun. There's a rodeo. We're going to the Anheuser Brewery again, and they have like a live concert there, shutting up the whole thing for First Form. And it's going to be incredible. So, of course, I'm going to record and take you guys along for all of that fun. But for today's vlog, I am hitting legs, quads, and then a little bit of glutes. And so I'm going to take you guys along and record that for you. And then the next vlog coming up will be Summer Smash. And then I think the vlog after that will probably be maybe even the posing seminar. So yes, lots of fun stuff. We got Bruce City coming up that I'll be handing out awards at. So a ton of bodybuilding fun. Cannot wait to continue these vlogs and stuff like that. If you guys have missed the vlogs and following along, drop a little heart emoji down at the bottom because I've missed you guys. And also, look at this shoulder delt. Yes. Yes. Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna stop getting distracted because I'm running like 2 hours behind schedule approximately, because my husband and I also went to a wedding up in Green Bay last night, and I did not go to bed till 2 in the morning. So then I had to sleep in until like 9:30. But with all that said, welcome back, and let's go hit some. guys, we not only survived leg day, we I would say thrived leg day, especially again after all the hip flexor and whatever issues the past couple weeks. I have been really appreciating when workouts go well and I can actually complete all the exercises and I'm not in immense amounts of pain, and it's great. So this is also just a reminder to take the day-to-day things that we have in our life and appreciate them, because when we don't have them and life decides to take them away, a lot of times that's when we end up being like, dang, I didn't even realize how much I appreciated my ability to go to the gym, hit a workout effectively, do cardio with both legs. And so that's just been a good reminder for me. And honestly, through all of this like prep struggles and obstacles and whatever, I have definitely become mentally stronger through it all. And I'm somebody where mental toughness, like I consider myself to be a pretty dang mentally tough gal, but once more things get thrown your way and you're just like, you know what, I got two options. I can figure it the heck out, or I can play victim and I can let it keep me where I'm at, and it can set me back, and I can say, woe is me, why is this happening to me, blah blah blah. But I'm not that kind of person. I'm the kind of person that, again, I'm going to make the best out of every situation. I'm going to do everything in my power to do what I can to make the best out of it, find the silver lining, and then also you can always learn something from it and take that moving forward. And again, for me, like, it's almost like being motivated through gratitude. I was listening to a podcast recently and somebody was talking about where, you know, a lot of times like our motivation, it's like, I want to lose, 20 pounds for summer, or I'm really motivated for getting on stage, or a very finite and temporary motivation, versus if you are motivated through gratitude of like, I am grateful I get to work out today. I'm grateful that I have the ability to do cardio, to do my posing, to have effective workouts, to even like have the privilege of being able to diet. There's people out there that literally just don't even have enough money to put food on their table. And so they're in a calorie deficit because they're forced to. I'm in a calorie deficit because I'm choosing this. And again, it's literally a privilege to be able to restrict my calories and be hungry and prep, have a coach, be able to afford like all of my supplements and protein powder and all the things. And it's a lot of things that we just take for granted. So it has been very mentally challenging, I will say, through this prep. But on the flip side too, it has been a teaching moment and rewarding, and like every step forward that I've had feels a lot more rewarding because it's been harder to earn that and get there. And so this is just my reminder to you guys of, if you're going through a hard time, find the bright sides, find the positives. You are learning something through this. You may not want to be learning something through this. You may be like, okay, what the heck, universe, what you doing? But there is always a silver lining. So that is what I'm taking from it so far. And also like through all of like those weeks and stuff, that was also why it was really hard for me to pick up the camera, because I had no clarity. I was like, I don't know what show I'm doing. I don't know how many weeks out I am. I don't know if my body is going to heal. I don't know if it's going to get worse. Like there's just so many unknowns. And so it was hard for me to be like, all right, let's pick up the camera. And also just because I didn't have a lot of time, but I am back making time for you guys because I freaking love you. So I really appreciate you guys watching along. And again, we have a number of fun upcoming vlogs coming to the channel. So I can't wait to keep taking you guys through this prep. I am going to wrap it up here. We're going to keep it a little bit shorter this time around because, yeah, my videos tend to not be super short. So this one is going to be a little bit shorter and honestly for me a little bit easier to edit as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. And thank you for watching, for following along. Please, if you guys can leave a comment down below. Again, if you want to leave the little heart emoji and show me the love, I would really appreciate that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because again, we have so much fun coming up that you don't want to miss it. Hit the like button. And if you get the hype button, please hit that too. And I appreciate you guys. And I will see you in 4 days for the Summer Stash vlogs. Bye.